Greetings, fellow noobs! Welcome to another NuubCast. This is Blomus, and we are in the Backwater Gulch, hanging out with Inferno! Are you freaking kidding me, Inferno? You switched to Zerg? Oh, what a yoinker. What a freaking bandwagon jumper. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. This is Inferno playing as Zerg for the first time that, in my knowledge, he started off playing Protoss. We used to be Brotoss together, but now he has switched sides, switched alliances. His opponent, Boss Player. Now, Boss Player. You're not allowed to name yourself something like that without backing it up. So, you better freaking win. You better freaking win, Boss Player. Inferno is... Well, shoot, I don't even know. I think he might have told me in the email. But he was a Platinum or Diamond Protoss player. And... obviously, he started off like me down bronze silver, and he's progressed obviously way faster than I did. He is also one of the early NuubCast adopters. He was one of the first guys to send in replays. He's consistently sending reps, and so appreciate your support, Inferno. Always a pleasure casting your games. But once again, man, we just love to see players in NuubCast progress and advance and become better. That's what we're all about here. We want to see improvement in your game, in my game. We want to see you get better. We want to see your game improve. And, you know, it's my greatest joy is to watch players progress. And, you know, a lot of guys on different channels, whether it's Day 9 or Husky or whoever, will be like, oh, I got promoted to gold and it's all because of you. That's crap. It's not because of me. I'm not good enough to give you the kind of insight that you're going to be able to use to get the diamond and masters and crap like that. If you're here just being entertained, that's enough for me. I don't need to take credit for your play and your improvement. But we all are learning together, and that's what NuubCast is about. And... Boss Player, going out for the early bunker rush, couple lings out, going to be able to take down this Marine very quickly, and that's pretty much going to be the end of this. Oh, wow. The SCV one-shots the ling, and he goes down, and now this ling is going to chase the SCV around. But the good part about that is that nobody is building the bunker. Down goes the SCV. Another Marine coming out. He's going to have to turn tail and run, and that is the end of Terran's early one barracks bunker rush. It lasted all of about 4 seconds, and now Inferno has his expansion up. He's got lings out here to guard it, and he's going to be able to get out to that early economic lead, which actually, if you look at the income, it's not really that much. It's actually not an advantage yet. I mean, he's got to get saturated. Oh, that sounds like I need to go check on the dog. No big event, just a barky dog. And he's a good boy. He keeps us safe and guards us when we sleep. But you see the Harvester's Inferno already way up on Boss Player. And you see immediately as he got that base saturated, he jumps ahead of the Terran player, even though he does have mules. Now we see some lings coming in here. Just looks like they're just really want to scout. They want to get in here and see, maybe pick off an SCV or not, but they're not even trying to do that. He's just getting a run by, just wants to scout, wants to see what's going on, wants to see what his opponent's doing, going to see the Reactor Hellions, going to know that's coming, even though this Zergling is going to get roasty toasty. Doesn't matter. He's going for Blue Flame, and we're going to see... Oh, man, this should be cool. A couple... It looks like we're going to... I don't know what Boss Player is going to do with the rest of his game. However, recently, I think actually one of the last couple videos I posted, is we see the Spine Crawler getting roasty toasty by these Hellions. Is this Queen going to survive? Boss Player nicely pulling him off. Now there's too many Hellions. Got to pull the Queen back. Nice transfusion by Inferno. Got to pull the drones off. Oh, they're in a line though. Is he going to get more? The attempt was to try and keep him out of the main base. He had 2 Queens on the ramp, but drawing them off to pretend all those drones get killed. So very effective harass here by Boss Player, but all of these Hellions are going to die. And wow, so many drone kills. Where are they? Okay, they're all hanging out here in the corner. So this is all down mining time. And these Hellions did get quite a few kills. I don't know if you noticed, but Inferno had the 2 Queens on the ramp to keep the Hellions out of the main base. He was forced to pull them off to protect the drones because the spines weren't up yet. And that allowed Boss Player to get in with the Blue Flamers. They weren't Blue Flamers yet, but they are now. Yeah, the Blue Flame has finished. And so if he's able to get in again, it's going to be real damage. Now, if Inferno engages with these Lings, he's going to be in for a surprise because that Blue Flame is going to be finished, and these Zerglings are going to be roasty toasty. Oh, is he going to run by? Oh, he's going to try and kill the Marine, see the Blue Flame, and he is going to run. Inferno's just starting his metabolic boost, but he is getting a 3rd down, so good for him as Terran is still on 1 base, and I don't even see a command center down here. It looks like he's just going to try and keep it at 1 base, Hellion Marine, and try, which is kind of strange because, well, I guess he's going to get some medevacs out too. It's just where his gas is going to go, I'm guessing. Medevacs, yep, there they go. We have Roaches coming out for Inferno, which is going to be pretty decent against the Mech, breaking down the rocks so that he can have access and defend his 3rd. Now, what I was saying before is a few games ago, another player, Marco, presented a build that was, in his terms, he was a Terran player, and he presented a build that he said was unstoppable. And it was Mech against Zerg. Now, there's no tanks out here yet, but I'm guessing we're going to see them coming, and maybe even some Thors. So we're going to see. It's not quite the same build so far, but we'll see how Mech does in this case against the Zerg player. And this is the same map as that last game too. We are going to have blue flame drops. It's going to be 8 Hellions in the back of the natural, going to do oodles of damage. So many drones getting killed here. 3 kills. But they quickly get picked up, loses 3 Hellions, but not before a ton of drone damage is done. Going to come up here and try and drop now in the main, and the Roaches are going to come up and try and stop it now. Wisely, again, Inferno pulling off all the drones. Seeing that, Boss Player just turns around. He doesn't need to do the drop right now. He's just going to turn around and live to see another day. Those queens would be pretty baller if one of those queens are able to pick one of those guys off. Not the case this time. In the meantime, we're seeing machine upgrades, mechanical upgrades, vehicle weapons. So those Hellions are going to be even more effective. Plus we're getting the infantry upgrade for the Marines. Finally, we have Boss Player's expansion done, but he has not done any kind of transfer, not even muling at this base. And his, as you can see, his energy is getting pretty high. He could drop, there's one. He could drop both mules down here from both bases. Lots of Hellions. Wonder if we're going to see a Spire anytime soon from Inferno. Obviously, that'd do great against these Hellions. but we are seeing roach speed. And now, what? 250mm strike cannons? What are you going to hit with those? What in the world are you going to hit with those? Because there's no big units out here. There's no... Oh, Broodlords? I mean, doesn't even have a Spire out here. That's the other thing about what's happening here with the Terran player, is while he has dropped, he hasn't really scouted. So he doesn't see any of the Zerg tech. So he is basically playing blind. He doesn't know that the infestation pit is out. Burrow being researched, pathogen glands for the infestors being researched. So we're going to be able to put the kibosh on the Hellion play and just kind of stamp that down. And mind control, if he does research it on the Thors, would be a great thing. We do also have tunneling claws being researched. So the roaches and the... Oh, look at this. Roaches are very good against Hellions. And not so good against Thor. Actually, they're pretty good against Thors, too. Roaches are a pretty darn good all-purpose unit. They kill lots of stuff, and they do it very fast. As you can see, right here is Inferno doing all kinds of damage to these Hellions and these Thors. No SCVs out here to repair, and so it looks like Boss Player going to lose his entire army to these roaches, and that a devastating loss for Boss Player. Apart from the two Thors, however, almost exclusively mineral losses. Not a lot of gas. All the gas being poured into a couple of medvacs and upgrades for Boss Player, and you can't really go wrong there. We see more Thors, more Hellions coming out. Another engagement. No. Marine just hanging out. Where did I... Okay, he's breaking down his rocks so he can take the third. But that third is not building. We do finally have the transfer going on. But Boss Player at this point just way behind in economy. We have 3 fully... Well, maybe not fully, but operating bases up and running for Inferno. Infestors are popping out. They do have fungals ready to go. Burrowed roaches sneaking in. No missile turrets, no vision to speak of at all. These guys could, if Boss Player doesn't see them, and is he going to see them? He doesn't see them now, and neither does that Lyote. Can he see? Oh, I don't really like this. I'd much rather see these Thors, these roaches go in and kill the economy. Now that's a very late scan and kind of pointless, but all the Thors are going to go down to these roaches. Hellions quickly following, Marines dying, screaming they're in the throes of death. Another Thor coming out. There's the making him waste scans unnecessarily. These SCVs are going to come out only to die, and they are going to try and repair this Thor, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Thor is going to die, the SCVs are going to die, and it looks like Boss Player is just about through here. And look, and behind this, Inferno has taken the gold. Very good play. I'd love to see some nice infestor drops. I think we've seen, most of us, if you haven't seen already, the video of Destiny's 4 Infestor Hit Squad. You gotta watch it. It's great fun. More Thors coming out, going to finally push away these Infestors. A kind of a wasted scan again for Boss Player. Doesn't need to chase down those last 3 roaches. He's got bigger problems heading his way in the form of 7 Infestors. SCVs coming out. Where are they going? They're going to the natural because the main is pretty much mined out, but there's nothing for the third. Not building an orbital. Building SCVs, actually. He needs to have that orbital. He needs to be muling in order to keep up. The economy is way just... at this point, it's not even funny. Inferno's just utterly dominating economically, getting the upgrades, getting another 5th base now, and I think he's just moving in for the kill. So many roaches here, even though he can't shoot up. These 4 these 4 Thors, even with their 250mm strike cannons. Oh, it looks like he never finished researching that. Good for you. Good for you, boss. Glad you... Oh, you did? You did research it? What in the crap, man? Oh, you don't have the energy for it. I see. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. There it is. Neural Parasite. All the Thors being taken over, and boss player, saying that he doesn't have any units left because they've all been stolen, leaves the game. So, not a good example of good mech play by boss player, but we can see that at least mech play is stoppable if you macro well and protect your base well, which is what we saw Inferno do. Thanks for the replay, Inferno. Sad that you're now playing Zerg, but I'll forgive you. Keep sending in good games. Thanks for that game. Good job, guys. And we will see you next time. Keep climbing that ladder.